Good day to you, my friends. This is a warning. Never, ever use the emergency and critical care pet hospital at 14185 Beach Boulevard, Jacksonville, Florida, 32250. This is about the death of Valentino, our beloved hound dog. You would be better off just putting a gun in your pet's mouth and pulling the trigger than use this business and the people who work there. Your pet would not hurt as much, and you would not go through the absolute hell these unscrupulous people will put you and your family through. I do not say these things lightly, and I will give you the complete story of our pain. Our beautiful Tennessee treating hound became very sick the weekend before last. That Saturday morning, Valentino would not eat, and he had not missed a meal in the nearly 6 years that he was part of our family. He also never, ever turned away from my cup of coffee. That morning, he did not want to eat or even smell the coffee. He was having great difficulty in breathing, so I rushed Valentino to our vet, who are great. They took x-rays, checked him out, and said that I needed to rush Valentino to the emergency and critical care pet hospital on Beach Boulevard. I had never used these people. Valentino was taken in at the emergency hospital just after noon that day. I was kept in a small room as they took our dog in. A worker, who is not a vet, came in and told me they would work up an estimate and give me a contract to sign for his treatment till the Monday morning at about 7 to 7:30 a.m. After another 15 or 20 minutes or so, the worker came back with a single piece of paper. They said they would treat our dog from 1 p.m. Saturday afternoon until between 7 and 7:30 a.m. the following Monday morning for a fee from $2,000 to just over $2,300. After a quick call to confer with my wife, I agreed and signed the contract. Valentino was bleeding internally, and they would work on removing the blood that had built up and stop the bleeding. At least that is what I was led to believe. I was then told we could call and see how our baby boy was doing at any time, and that we could come and visit at any time. They just requested that we call ahead if we were coming to visit. So I went home around 2 p.m. that Saturday. Just before 5 p.m., I called the emergency critical care pet hospital on Beach Boulevard to see how our dog was doing. I was told a vet was working on our dog and that she would call us right back. No one ever called us back. So I waited for 3 hours. It was nearly 8 p.m. I called back, and after a few minutes, I got the vet on the line. She told me that Valentino was improving and had eaten a little. So we went to bed that Saturday night feeling better about our dog making it. The next day on Sunday, we called around noon to say we were coming over at 1 p.m. to visit. Nothing was said to us about anything about our dog. When we got there, you have to be buzzed in for security, as their doors are always locked. Me and my wife were kept waiting in the lobby for about 1 hour. Then the same worker from Saturday took us to a room where Valentino was stretched out on a cold floor, and it was clear he was not in good shape, and he had not improved or improving, as we were told the night before. The same worker from that Saturday led us to this room. He told us they would need to have to renegotiate the contract from Saturday. He said it would cost an additional $1,000 or maybe $1,200 to keep him until the next morning at 7 to 7:30. This guy is not even a vet, for crying out loud. Just a clerk, a broom pusher, or maybe a front man for some con game. I'm not sure. I told him we had signed a contract 24 hours ago and that I was not going to pay another penny. I also told him that I expected them to honor the contract that had been signed and take the best care of our dog as they could. He left us sitting on this cold floor with our dying dog for another 20 to 25 minutes. A number of people kept going by the room, and no one came in to talk with us. They just left us sitting there on this cold floor with our dog struggling to breathe. My wife finally reamed this bastard's ass out. He left, and he did not come back. And really, we did not want to see this bastard anymore.
Valentino.
If it had not been for my wife grabbing somebody by the throat and reaming their ass out, we probably would have never saw the vet. Finally, the vet came in. It was a lady, Dr. Jones. That was after I said, only after my wife chewed someone else's ass off. This woman came in. She basically gave us the two-step shuffle, just like our front man for this con game. She was telling us how we needed to pay another $1,000 or $1,200, and then, oh, by the way, your dog now has a collapsed lung, and he's still bleeding. This Dr. Jones, this lady, or anyone else, I would not let them operate or care for a freaking rat, much less a family pet, ever. Finally, I just told this doctor and the rest of the people we would be back Monday morning between 7 and 7:30 to pick up our dog and take him to our vet and have him put to sleep. We left and went home at that time. A few hours into Sunday evening, around 6 or 6:30, these people called our home to say they could continue to care for our dog for another $350 to $500. I basically told them to go to hell. We would pick Valentino up in the morning. We arrived at their office Monday morning at 7:15 a.m. They kept us waiting until 8 a.m. And before we could pick up our dog, I had to sign and agree to pay an additional $350. The total that we paid this vet was $2,372.14. You know, if they had provided decent care, had been honest, that would have been fine. But these were unscrupulous, uncaring, heartless bastards who were just trying to rip off a grieving family. And just after 8 p.m., they helped put Valentino back in the back of our SUV. I got in the back with him, we drove to our vet, and we had our baby put to sleep that Monday morning. The thing that really angers me about all this is the fear that I saw in my dog's eyes while taking him to from this place after we had picked him up. Also, the final 2 nights of his life, we were not with him. And I really do not have any idea of the kind of care he received from these people. I feel like we have been raped, blackmailed, and had our hearts ripped out by the emergency and critical care pet hospital on Beach Boulevard in Jacksonville, Florida. I try not to hate anyone, but these people are as close to anything or anyone that I absolutely really hate. This business should be forced to close, and these people should never, ever, ever be allowed to rip off grieving families when their pets are dying. I am not a violent man, but I understand now why you have to be buzzed into this damn business and why they keep their doors locked. From this day on, I am going to do whatever I can to put these people out of business. I have had signs made up warning the public about this rip-off vet clinic. For as long as I live, I will place signs all around this business warning people never to ever use these people and this service ever. I will continue to make videos and buy signs warning people not to use these bastards. the emergency and critical care pet hospital. You have made an enemy that you will regret for as long as you're in business or as long as I'm alive. I will hound you to hell for as long as I live or until I see your office go out of business. That is a guarantee you can take to the bank.
Play the piano. Valentino. Valentino. Play the piano. Play the piano. That's good. Play the piano. Play it. There you go.
All right, yay!
One more.